Welcome back to the Michigan Business Beat, brought to you on the Michigan Business Network. Chris Holman in our downtown studios in Lansing, Michigan, and joined right now by Gene Schtokal. Gene is an attorney with the Foster, Swift, Collins, and Smith law firm with offices in Lansing, St. Joseph, Southfield, Grand Rapids, Detroit, Holland. And I always want to say to infinity and beyond, because you guys are ever growing. Gene, welcome to the show. It's good to have you here.
Oh, thank you. It's great to be here. Hello to everybody in the Michigan Business Network. Nice to be back.
Well, they all wave back cumulatively here. We do things as a unit. Listen, let's talk a little bit about, because there's no ignoring it. COVID-19, the pandemic has just totally affected, world trade, and let's talk a little bit about some of those effects.
Yeah, so it really has, and a lot of the effects are not going away soon. If you listen to any of the healthcare folks who are experts in the field, what's coming up is the worst. So we have the worst yet to come. So this is going to be a continuing effect for exporters on shipping and logistics and sourcing of products. So key things to think about for the upcoming year, the year that we're in now, 2021, are those logistics bottlenecks are probably here to stay at least for a while. One of my colleagues was telling me that over 75% of what used to be shipped by air was shipped under passengers, so in commercial aircraft. And we of course know what's happened to that. So that's not going to go away anytime soon. There's still travel restrictions. So that's something to consider. Reviewing contracts is really important in that respect, because if you have liability or indemnification obligations for on-time delivery, the old kind of boilerplate in contracts really should be checked, along with dispute resolution provisions, et cetera, for this new world that we're dealing with.
So supply chain issues are going to hang around for a while too. Anyway, as a guy who's made 30 plus trips to China, we used to do everything in person. So let's talk a little bit about that virtual environment.
Yeah, so same thing there. I think, for businesses, a lot of folks have realized the value of doing business virtually, and a lot more things, I think, regardless of what happens with the pandemic, will continue to happen virtually. And the big issue that we're trying to get out to our business clients at this point is export controls. Really, when you think about it, anybody in your company who has a computer and can press a send button can send technical information, anywhere around the world. So if you don't know how your products or technology are classified for export control purposes, or if you haven't trained your folks on export controls and sanctions law recently, this is a good time to get up to speed on all that, including managing your compliance best practices, your policies, and your procedures, because there will be changes as a result of doing business internationally. A lot of folks have people that are working from different countries now too, and that's something that we really need to consider in the export control world.
It's interesting enough, COVID-19 has thrown a monkey wrench in this, and I'm going to make a statement. I don't want it to be interpreted as political, because it's not, but the last 4 years have been some of the most difficult that I have had in international trade, and I think other people would agree. Let's talk about the new legislators that are coming in, new president, new vice president, a lot of changes. Do you feel that will be a help?
Yes, definitely. I think it will be a help. But when you think about the new administration coming in, the Biden-Harris administration, first things on their plate really are going to be, economic assistance to the folks who are really struggling as a result of the pandemic, and taking control of the pandemic and getting those vaccines out. So I think, although we hope there are going to be some significant changes, a lot of things are going to stay the same, frankly. If you looked at the Biden-Harris platform, for example, on China, an area that I know is close to home for you because you have a business there, the platform isn't a lot different than the Trump administration platform regarding China. We're still concerned about intellectual property theft. We're still concerned about human rights. We're still concerned about national security issues in doing business with China. And, I think what's going to happen is you're going to see from the new administration and the new legislators a move towards less unilateral action and more multilateral action, which will help businesses like yours in the future. We have these issues with export controls, with tariffs, and I think those are, because they've all been done unilaterally, they're hurting US businesses and helping our foreign competitors, even our allies. And if there's multilateral action, we're going to see relief for US companies.
Well, at least if nothing else, the rhetoric is starting to change, and that's going to be a help. Jean Schtokal, thanks so much for being with us, an attorney with Foster, Swift, Collins, and Smith. Offices all over the planet, but notably Lansing, St. Joseph, Southfield, Grand Rapids, Detroit, and Holland. Thanks for being with us. Always good to see you, Jean.
Thank you. Nice to be with you.
You're watching the Michigan Business Beat on the Michigan Business Network. I'm Chris Holman. We'll be back with more. Stick around.